April 1945. Berlin is burning. The Third Reich is collapsing under artillery fire. Buildings crumble. Smoke rises over a dying empire. Across Europe, soldiers whisper the same word: victory. After 6 years of global war, the nightmare seems almost over. But while politicians prepare speeches and newspapers prepare headlines, one American general is not celebrating. General George S. Patton stands in the ruins of Germany, watching more than just the end of Hitler's regime. He is watching the Red Army, and what he sees unsettles him. Quietly, to fellow officers, he says words that would echo for decades. We defeated the wrong enemy. Was Patton reckless, or was he seeing the first shadows of World War III? In late April 1945, American and Soviet forces meet at the Elbe River. Photographs capture smiling soldiers shaking hands. The spirit of the Elbe, they call it. But beneath the smiles, something colder lingers. The Red Army had marched across Eastern Europe with unstoppable force. Entire nations now stood under Soviet influence: Poland, Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, East Germany. To many in the West, it was liberation from Nazi tyranny. To Patton, it looked like something else: occupation. Had spent years studying war. He respected strength. And the Soviet military was strong, massive, hardened, battle-tested, but he also saw their political system tightening its grip behind the front lines, local leaders replaced, opposition silenced, borders redrawn. Patton began asking uncomfortable questions. If Stalin was expanding now, why would he stop later? While others saw allies, Patton saw a rising rival, and rivals eventually collide. Germany surrenders in May 1945. Church bells ring across Europe. Crowds flood the streets in celebration. But Patton grows increasingly frustrated. In private conversations, he criticizes Allied leadership. He believes the West is making a strategic mistake. He argues, the Red Army will not withdraw from Eastern Europe voluntarily. Stalin cannot be trusted to honor long-term agreements. The balance of power is shifting, fast. At this moment, American forces are still deeply positioned inside Europe. Supplies are strong, troops are experienced, momentum is on their side. Patton reportedly suggests that if conflict with the Soviet Union is inevitable, it would be better to confront it now rather than later. It is a stunning position. The war has just ended. Millions are dead. The public wants peace, and yet Patton is already thinking about the next battlefield. Then comes the statement that shakes Washington. He compares Nazi Germany and Soviet communism, calling both totalitarian threats different. Uniforms, similar ambitions. This is explosive. The Soviet Union is officially still an ally. Diplomacy is fragile. The United Nations is being formed. The world hopes for cooperation. Patton's words feel like gasoline near a match. Reports of Patton's comments reach higher command. President Harry Truman is cautious. He knows the American people are exhausted. The country has sacrificed too much. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Allied Commander, values stability and diplomacy. The alliance with the Soviets may be uneasy, but it is still necessary. Patton, however, is unpredictable, brilliant, aggressive, fearless, and politically dangerous. His public remarks grow increasingly controversial. He criticizes denazification policies. He speaks bluntly about Soviet intentions. He shows little patience for political sensitivity. In a fragile post-war environment, that kind of candor becomes a liability. Soon after, Patton is removed from command of the Third Army and reassigned to the 15th Army, a largely administrative position. Officially, it is routine restructuring, but many historians believe something else. Patton had become inconvenient, a war hero who refused to stay silent.
December 9th, 1945. Germany. A cold winter morning. Patton leaves for a hunting trip near Mannheim. The war has been over 4 months. Europe is rebuilding. Diplomats are negotiating the future. His staff car drives down a quiet road. Then a collision. A U.S. Army truck strikes the vehicle. The accident does not appear catastrophic at first glance. No massive explosion. No dramatic wreckage. But Patton suffers severe spinal injuries. He is paralyzed from the neck down. For 12 days, he lies in a hospital bed, unable to move, aware of everything. The general who once commanded entire armored divisions can no longer command his own body. On December 21, 1945, he dies from complications related to his injuries. He is 60 years old. The timing feels haunting. Just months after warning about the Soviet threat. He is gone. Rumors spread. Conspiracy theories emerge. Was it just a tragic accident? There is no proven evidence of foul play. But the mystery lingers. And so does the question he raised. 4 years later, 1949, the alliance between the United States and the Soviet Union has fractured. The Berlin blockade begins. NATO is formed. The Soviet Union detonates its first atomic bomb. The Cold War officially takes shape. Two superpowers. One divided world. Eastern Europe remains under Soviet control, just as Patton feared. For decades. The United States and the Soviet Union stand on the brink of open war. Korea, Cuba, proxy conflicts across the globe. World War III never fully erupts. But the global struggle Patton predicted becomes reality. A war without a direct battlefield. A war of ideology, influence, and nuclear shadow. He did not live to see it. But history moved in the direction he warned about. Was Patton reckless? Was he politically naive? Or was he a soldier who understood power and saw what others chose to ignore? The guns of World War II fell silent in 1945. But perhaps, in the ruins of Berlin, the next war had already begun. History doesn't end when the shooting stops. Sometimes, that's when the real struggle begins. Alliances fade, power shifts, and new enemies rise from old victories. Patton saw a storm on the horizon. The world chose to celebrate the sunshine. Within 4 years, the Cold War would begin. A war without battlefields, but with nuclear shadows. Was he reckless, or was he simply early? Because in 1945, one war ended, but another was already taking shape.